What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade here again with another video for you, and in today's video we are going to be doing another hardware wallet comparison where I compare some of the most popular hardware wallets that are on the market here. We're going to cover a couple of different topics. We're going to cover the features, the security and usability of the device. Secondly, we're going to take a look at the coin support, which coins are supported on each one and if there are any unique ones. And then finally we're going to end on the price and I will give you my verdict about these two wallets. So let me jump into what these wallets are and we'll go right there. On my left here we have the Ledger Nano X. This is the second generation device from Ledger, which is a very reputable company. They've been around. They're actually one of the largest crypto hardware wallet providers, if not the largest, and they've been around for several years. So I'm sure you've probably already heard of the Ledger Nano X. This is a wireless and Bluetooth device. It is an upgraded second generation device that Ledger has brought out as a successor to the Ledger Nano S, and it's been a very, very fun device for me to use over the past several weeks. On my right, we have the Trezor Model T. So again, this is Trezor, the company that made the original hardware wallet back in 2014, coming out with the Trezor 1, and this is also their second generation device. So a lot of unique features between both of these. We're going to take a look at those comparisons and go from there. But before I dive in to the specifics on this, I just wanted to make a quick note. I do have a review up for this in a fully written form on my website, bitcoinlockup.com. Be sure to check it out. I would appreciate it. And if you go there right now, I just published recently a free in-depth ebook, 5 best ways to secure your cryptocurrency. I can guarantee you, no matter how much you know about crypto, you will learn something new. So go ahead and give it a free download. You can't miss it. It's a giant orange button in the top right of the screen. All right, enough of that. So I'm going to take a quick look here at both of these devices. I'm going to pull them out of the box so you can visually see them, and then kind of go over the security features and some of the design elements that make them unique. So on my left here, as you can see, this is the Ledger Nano X. The primary key points, which I'll get right to here on this device here, is if you're familiar with Ledger at all, this is a USB device that flips out. It's plastic and it has a brushed stainless steel protectant. On the upgrades that they made on the Ledger Nano X versus the S is they upgraded it so the connector now is a USB-C, which is a universal cable for charging, as well as if you want to manage it on the desktop or a laptop computer via the Ledger Live app, you can do that. But the massive upgrade here is twofold. Number one, this is now a Bluetooth wireless device. So you can use this on the Ledger Live app with iOS or Android. So now you can manage your assets on the go, and previously you couldn't do that. So that's a massive upgrade. A lot of people wanted to have the security as well as the mobility to take this with them when they travel, when they wanted to transact on the go, and things of that nature, and then manage their assets on their mobile device, which is a very cool feature. The second thing here, which they made a massive upgrade, is with the Ledger Nano S, as I mentioned in a previous video, both of these devices support up to 1,100 different coins, but on the Ledger Nano S, the first generation device, you can only hold 3 to 4 apps or coins at once on the device. So you basically had to pick and choose which 2, 3, or maybe 4 coins that you wanted to have on the device at once. And you'd either have to buy a second device or something else if you wanted to secure the other ones. It was a real pain. But they've upgraded this one now. On this one, you can hold up to 100 simultaneous coins at once. So if you are expanding your portfolio and you want to have that room to grow, this is a really good option. So really wanted to point that out, that in my opinion, those are the two huge upgraded features. It's still going to support up to 1,100 coins. You're still going to be able to manage it on a computer if you want to. So it does have a cable connection and a wireless mobile phone connection, so you have the flexibility on that. The device also is a little bit bigger in size. They moved the 2 mechanical buttons from the top here to right here, so you click this and you click this, and as you can see, it's probably hard to see from that distance, but the screen is actually a little bit bigger, and that was one of my complaints with the Ledger Nano S, is the screen was tiny. And the reason that the screen size is actually important is because when you're transacting, sending, receiving, you want to verify the wallet address matches from what you're seeing on your screen to the device, because you have to authorize it and sign the transaction on the device. So having the screen being bigger, not only for navigation but for verifying the address without having to wait for it to scroll, is a huge deal. So that makes the ease of use really good. So they really did a good job with this upgraded device here on the Ledger Nano X. So I'm going to pull out here and take a quick look at the Trezor Model T. So with the Trezor Model T, they actually made a really good upgrade here as well. So if you remember with the Trezor 1 device, it was actually probably about half the size of this. This is still a fairly small device, but the other one was much smaller. It had 2 mechanical buttons for authorizing transactions here, and it also had a smaller screen, although you could see the whole wallet address on the previous model, the Trezor Model 1, which was still good. But on this one, they've upgraded it, so it is a larger device, and this is a full color touchscreen display. So that is really nice in the sense that you can enter in a security pin on the device, you can now authorize things with the push of a button, and you actually can integrate other apps like secure passwords, U2F, things of that nature. So they definitely made the usability on this better. The one complaint I will have with using this device on a regular basis is the screen here. Even though it is bright and it is nice, it's still fairly small. It's very compressed. I don't have the largest hands in the world, but it's still very difficult to enter in the pin and navigate and those kinds of things. I wish they would have made the screen a little bit bigger because it is a touch screen. But as far as the usability of the device, navigating, being able to see fully, different menus, different coins, that kind of thing on this device is very, very nice. And in fact, the screen on this one is still better than I would say here on the Ledger Nano X device. So the overall design, it still has a trapezoid design. It also is upgraded to a USB-C connector, which again charges the device, and it's a more of a universal, like I said, charger and cable that's being used. And also there's a micro SD card slot here, so you can sign things on the micro SD card, sign them offline, and then put them in the device here and authorize it as well. So that's a very cool feature as well. And then on this device, this one does not have wireless capabilities. So this one still is managed through a web application through the Trezor website. It also integrates with some other third-party wallets that I've actually used it for. It does work with the new Shapeshift platform, and it does work with Exodus platform. I did a review on that, which I will leave down below in the description as well. But this one actually has not only their own native web application where you can manage up to 1,200 coins, I believe. It could be 1,100, somewhere between 1,100 and 1,200 coins on this one. But again, you can manage it all through the web application, or you can also manage it through some other third-party apps, as well as My Ether Wallet, My Crypto, and other popular standard third-party wallets as well. So that is one thing that I do like about this, is that it does have a lot of flexibility with other third-party wallets while still being extremely secure. As far as the native coin support, so both of these I would have to say are fairly even in terms of their coin support. They both support hundreds, I mean probably 7, 8, or maybe even 900 ERC20 tokens between the two of these. And then they also are entering in new blockchains. There's going to be native applications for Monero, for Tezos, some of these newer different blockchains, EOS, that kind of thing on both of these. Right now they both only integrate with third parties. Wallets in terms of managing it, but you can still store your private keys offline, which is the entire purpose of these things. So I would say in terms of coin support, these are fairly even. They both have a wide array of coin support. This one can hold up to 100 different coins at one time. You could technically hold even more on the Trezor Model T here. I think the most that I've personally put on this device is about 210, maybe 215 at once. So it does win out in that regard, but as far as which coins are supported, they're pretty much straight across the board even. There's not one particular coin on any one of these that I would say is already, significantly standing out. Especially with me, I like the privacy coins like Zcash, Monero. I like new, innovative blockchains like Tezos, that kind of thing. So I always look for specific coin support when I'm looking at a hardware wallet. Just want to make sure, go to their websites and you can verify which coins are natively supported or with third-party wallets on both of these. So let's end on the third category. We've already gone over the design, the security, and the features. This does have a secure element. I will touch on that real quick. This does have a secure element chip, a CCEAL5+ security element chip, which is an industry standard for a lot of crypto hardware wallets and banking standards and things of that nature. This actually uses a secure boot MCU, so it's a completely different algorithm. It doesn't have a security element chip, but by no means makes that any less secure. In fact, I actually like the security model for the Trezor Model T, in my personal opinion, better than this one. Again, they're both extremely secure. You're not going to have any security issues with either of these, but they're both unique in terms of how they communicate. So again, let's go to the third and final category here, which is price comparison. So Trezor Model T right now is about $169.99 USD direct from their website. There is a special discount in a link down below in the description, so be sure to check that out. And the Ledger Nano X here is only $119 USD at the moment. So fairly close, but this one's about $50 more. Overall, when it comes down to it, you have to ask yourself a couple of really just basic but important questions is, how do I want to use the device? Meaning, do I want to use it on a computer? Do I mind not using it just every now and then on a computer? Or do I need it to be wireless? Do I need to have mobile support? Do I need to be able to use it on the go? And then ultimately, the coins that are supported. And like I mentioned, most of them are straight across the board here. If it doesn't support the coin you need, then there's no point in using it, right? So that's really important. So in my personal opinion, I would really only go, if I had to make a choice between the Ledger Nano X and the Trezor Model T, I would really only personally spring the extra $50 if I had to make a choice for the Trezor Model T, if I had a massive portfolio. For instance, if I have, in my case right now on this device alone, and I have dozens, but I have over 210 assets at once sitting on this device. I can't do that on the Ledger Nano X. The Ledger Nano X only holds up to 100 assets or coins at once on the device. So again, it really just depends on how large your portfolio is and what your ease of use is using the device. How often do you use it? Do you mind using a computer? Do you really want to have that mobile support? And it really just comes down to your personal preference. I personally like both options, but I would really, because there's such a fairly large difference, there's a $50 difference here, I would only spring for the extra, $50 here at $169.99 on this device if you plan on expanding your portfolio beyond the 100 basic coins. If you're going to be doing under 100 coins at once or less in managing your portfolio, I would definitely go with the Ledger Nano X. You can't go wrong. It's a very secure device, it's very sturdy, and it gives you that fabled mobile support, which a lot of people really like, and I also have been growing to like it as well. So it connects via Bluetooth. It's very fun, very easy to use. So I've really enjoyed using this one. This is a much newer device. This has only come out here, been released for a couple of months, and the Trezor Model T has been about a year and a half. So this one's been out for a little bit longer. Both of them have great development teams. Both of them have great security. Really just comes down to your portfolio and the way you like to interact with your device. So again, I know I kind of gave pros and cons on both sides. Me personally, if I personally had a portfolio of under 100 coins, I would have to say the winner is the Ledger Nano X. It's cheaper, it gives me the flexibility to use a computer and mobile device, and as long as I'm not trying to support or hold or manage over 100 coins, this is going to be your better deal. So I have to say the Ledger Nano X is the winner in this case. So that's going to be it for today's roundup on hardware wallet comparisons. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about any of these devices, I review them and use them on a day-to-day basis to stay up to date with the security measures, usability, that kind of thing. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the comments below. I will personally answer them for you. If you liked the video, it brought you any value in making a decision, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video or you hated it, whatever, give it a thumbs down. I want to know. I want to have feedback to make sure I'm making the right kind of videos for you guys. And then final thing is, if you're new to the channel, you like looking at crypto product reviews, learning about how to secure your private keys, and making sure that you're purchasing or using the best crypto products for your portfolio,